are all set to bring out our first finalist. From Davie, Florida, representing Guardian Helper, please put your hands together for James Murray.
Hi. Here's the pointer. Oh, this wasn't the script? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Have you ever seen a child wandering around by himself in the grocery store, the beach, or even the amusement park? You think to yourself, how could a parent lose track of their precious child that they love so much? But that's where the Guardian Helper comes in. With the Guardian Helper, our wristbands help to ensure that your child stays safe even in this dangerous society we all live in today. Hi, my name is James Murray. I'm the CEO and founder of the Guardian Helper. Here to help. Did you know that about 800,000 children go missing each year in America alone? It doesn't end there, as 60% of all people with dementia have wandered far away from home before, and 5 out of 10 children with autism have done the same. The problem extends even further, however, as children are now wandering into pools and drowning, and parents are forgetting their kids in hot cars to die. How have we progressed so far in society without coming up with a simple solution to these problems? That's where the Guardian Helper has the answer. Our wristbands will be worn by both the parent and child. If the child wanders 15 feet away from the parent's wristband then receives a vibration in the form of an alert. This alert ensures that the parent can stop their child before they wander off too far and either hurt themselves or become endangered. The Guardian Helper will not stop until we have ensured that your child stays safe, even if you are distracted in the moment. And to help out our local community, we pledge to donate 3% of our profits to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And I would like to show you all
Meet Ash and his daughter Sam. All of a sudden, Sam is 3 years old, beginning to explore the world. Ash takes Sam with him to go grocery shopping. Suddenly, Ash notices Sam is out of sight and starts panicking. This scene happens too often, whether it be at an amusement park, a beach, or a mall. Ash is not the only parent this has happened to, as 800,000 kids go missing every year in the US alone. However, this isn't just limited to children. Elderly with dementia and Alzheimer are also susceptible to wander off and become unable to find their way back home. This is where the Guardian Helper comes in. The Guardian Helper wristbands connect through Bluetooth, are worn by the parent and child, and if the child wanders 15 feet away, the parent's wristband vibrates, alerting them of the situation. Keep your child safe today with Guardian Helper. Guardian Helper, here to help.
Oh, thank you. There's still more, guys. Let's take it easy. So, my definition of 1 unit is a pair of Guardian Helper wristbands, which include both the parent's and child's wristband. I sell them together for a total of $60. My variable material expenses total up to $23.40, and my contribution margin off that is $36.60. My monthly fixed expenses is $170, which leaves me with a monthly break-even units of 5. Now, the Guardian Helper belongs to the wearable technology industry, which makes an annual revenue of $5.8 billion, and is worth in total about $25 billion. My target demographics are young parents ages 28 to 40 years old who have children 2 to 6. They make an annual income of above $40,000, and they also live in urban to suburban areas. Now, I also want to target the caretakers of elderly with dementia and Alzheimer's. For their psychographics, they can become distracted by a variety of different things, and they also love their children fondly, but can become a little bit overprotective of them. And for their buying patterns, they like to buy products to help bad situations from occurring, and also like to purchase more products for the children than they do themselves. Now, I have 2 main target markets. One are the young parents with children 2 to 6, and the caretakers of the elderly with dementia. In total, my target market population totals up to 27.4 million people in the US. Now, for marketing, I'd first would like to state that I plan to sell the majority of my wristbands through my online website initially. I also want to market through social media such as Instagram and Facebook and reach out to influencers on these social media accounts in order to get the word of mouth spreading on the internet. I also want to attend local pop-up events and get the word of mouth spreading locally as well. Now, my two main competitors are My Buddy Tag and Joey Tag, which are very similar to one another. Both of them attempt to solve the problem through having the child wearing the wristband and sending the alert to the parent's phone. Their wristbands are also made out of silicone plastic. Our competitive advantages against them are that we help prevent the problem before it occurs. Our competitors tell you when your child has already wandered far away from you. Meanwhile, our wristbands tell you before your child gets to that point. Our wristbands also come in a variety of different colors, designs, and variants. And our wristbands work in pole connection areas. Unlike our competitors, if you're in one, the alert might not send, putting your child at risk for danger. For my qualifications, I'm enrolled in an engineering class for the last 2 years. I completed a CEO/business class, and I'm also certified in an engineering program called SolidWorks. I'm a part of a variety of different clubs such as engineering, National Honor Society, National Debate Association, and I've been a part of NFTE for 2 years now. In the first year, I project to sell 697 units. Off that, I will make a gross revenue of $41,670 and a net profit of about $19,000. As you can see, the sales dramatically increased during the summer months due to increased activity from students coming off summer vacation and now being more active, which will persuade their parents to go out and buy our wristbands. The startup opportunity costs include getting the wristbands professionally developed, designed, and programmed. Including the cost for the patent, it should all total up to $20,760. My return on sales is 47%, and my return on sales is 96%. For my next steps, I want to build an app that will accommodate my wristbands, but not replace them. This way, it will allow parents to change the distance it takes for the alert to send, and it will also allow them to pinpoint exactly where their child is through a GPS locator I plan to add in the future. And like I said previously, I want to be able to patent my product as soon as I'm able to. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. And remember, God help you seek the help. Questions?
All right, that was amazing. This is the end of our first presentation. Judges, your 5-minute question and answer period begins now.
Let's begin. Thank you.
Ari, do you have a question?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You go first. Yeah, I do.
So you talked about designing and manufacturing. Have you thought about what your supply chain is, where you would go to source the manufacturing?
So I would like to state that I plan to get the wristbands manufactured by myself in the future, like through a plant. However, like things such as the wristbands, I want to manufacture it all myself, so I don't have to go to a third outsource supplier. But for things such as the Bluetooth chip, which I want to implement, which is the source between the communication, that I would most likely have to outsource.
First, let me just say, it's always toughest going first, right? So spectacular job going first.
Yeah,
I don't
tell
see
me
any
about it.
sweat on your forehead, which is very impressive. I want to say he has a very strong handshake as he was coming down the line, too. So it was that in itself was very impressive. Almost worth $20,000 investment. I said almost, not quite.
Almost, yeah.
But in terms of question, why are you limiting your target demographic to just the 28 to 40 and the older Alzheimer group? I feel like this would be good for really anybody who has a small child not away from themselves, or good for a parent to potentially buy for a nanny who they might not trust as much as they would watching their child.
Well, I feel like 28 to 40-year-olds, which is the target market I target, I feel like I want to target them because mainly they would be more willing to use it at first. I feel like most of them are mid-age, so they use a lot of technology, and so it would just implement right into their lifestyle. Meanwhile, if you try to implement it into the lifestyle of a 50-year-old, it might not work as well. But I see your point.
Right. I would don't limit that market size. I think anybody that has a child would want to make sure their child's safe. So
it's true.
But great job overall.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
James, blown away. Excellent job, excellent job. If I had a child, but I'm not on your target market. But if I have, my child is here, already big. She's not going to wear what she doesn't need.
I thought you were 39.
23. Question for you. When you did your market research, like for example for the people with Alzheimer and
Yes.
people with dementia, what would be did you think about that they can take it out? So is there any kind of safety that you thought about for this kind of population?
So in the first model, I don't have a safety lock mechanism, but in the later models, in my future plans, I definitely plan to add the safety lock mechanism for that exact reason. And also small children, because small children, you know, they're getting pretty crafty nowadays, so definitely adding one of those safety locks will definitely be beneficial.
Okay, thank you.
So great job. I noticed that your sales plan, James, scales pretty quickly. And I'm really curious about what is your plan in terms of going to market and getting traction on your distribution. I saw a lot of online. So are you going to be in stores? What's your plan there?
And initially, I want to be able to just sell my wristbands through the website. That way I can gain all the profit and not have to deal with like the expenses such as Walmart would take out. And to explain why the dramatic increase in sales, I feel like I will be very active in the community, such as like going to the local events such as Kidapalooza and all those, well, at least in Florida. But so all those events should be able to get the sales started and go. And I feel like word of mouth, parents talk to other parents, or that like snowballs into a bigger sales. So
James, I also echo it, as everyone said, great job, and going first is complicated, and check the box on the firm handshake. So, you know, I would actually think about trying to lose kids maybe at this time, but that's a different story. But having a mom that has dementia, I could see the use there, and as Ari talked about, the different markets. I'd like to ask you, though, everything great story, great idea, great plan. As you cultivated this idea and worked through this idea, could you tell me about an obstacle you encountered and kind of how you worked through that, how you adapted your plan and thought through how you could make your product even better?
So in year one of Nifty, it was the same business, Garden Helper, but it was an app. I attempted to solve hard car thefts in the South Florida region because they're very prominent there. And so I went to the competition. I actually did pretty good. I got to the semis, but I lost. And I said to myself, okay, well, if you're going to do it again next year, which I wound up doing, I had to change it to solve it. And so I'll continue. So I had to change it. So this is how I came up with the new wristbands idea. Me and my dad, wherever you are, I think you're somewhere around there, we were just talking on the couch about how to improve my business. And from there, we got to the wristbands idea. And and how it could possibly like maybe change how the business worked. And from there, we just kept on going and going and going. And I got here.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations. Great job. Thank you.